Hi, I'm Catherine Goshen, a professional astrologer from the village of Nyack in New York State, and I'm passionate about in-depth astrology and getting to the heart of the matter. In this video, we're going to talk about Capricorn and Capricorn rising for 2022. And as always with my videos, I suggest that you listen to your rising sign first, then your sun sign, because the rising sign is most appropriate for timing. And as always, we are asked to trust ourselves and to be mindful of what's going on in our lives, always above and beyond astrology. Astrology is a very helpful tool, but it simply does not account for everything in our lives. So that said, let's look at 2022. So the year begins for you, Capricorn, with a beautiful new moon in your sign on January the 2nd, 2022. So what a wonderful way to start the new year and set your intentions for what's to come. I recommend planting seeds at that time and having a clear head as things get underway. Action and when you need to push forward is not really favored until February or March. And this is because the action planet is in a hidden or more reserved part of your chart when the year begins. So plant those seeds, set those intentions, but possibly wait until January is over before you push forward into a new phase of your career, of your life, of whatever's going on in your life. 2022 also begins for you almost as a continuation and a finale of 2021. And this is because throughout 2021 you had your ruling planet squared by Uranus, the energy which brings change and asks us to overturn the status quo. Events happen in our lives, new opportunities come in, but often these are beyond our control and not actually orchestrated by ourselves. So this enormous energy peaks in December, late December of 2021, but we still have a lot of it coming through into January, February, and March of 2022. And what that means for you, Capricorn, is that you are completing a cycle where you have been moved into a new space. The status quo is different. You're being asked to step into a new role, to take on a new position, possibly to shift jobs. And the energy has been brewing since February of 2021, but now it peaks and everything starts to unfold at a very rapid pace. At the same time, there are forces that are slowing things down and making the start to the year suggest that you might need to wait a little longer and exercise extreme patience, which you're very good at, before the actual change takes place. You have a slow-moving planet going back and forth in your first house, which rules yourself, your personality in the world. And you also have Mars, that action planet, in that quiet place of your chart. Forces to move forward, to overturn the status quo, are coming in strong, but there are delays. It's okay. It's going to unfold. Be patient. January 25th to around February the 3rd, you will start to feel things picking up speed. This would be a good time to lay your plans for action. And then after February 3rd, there's the potential to really step out and to possibly step into a new space on a very general sense as well, Capricorn and Capricorn rising. You are finishing off a cycle that began in 2008, so a very long cycle. and that is going to complete at the end of 2022. Cycle in terms of self-empowerment, having to let go of the old and move into a new position of power. Early Capricorns had it in the early part of that cycle, and now as we go through 2022, those of you born between January 15 and 18 will be most affected by this empowerment cycle. There may be something to let go of before something new comes in, but you certainly have a really long cycle coming up to be completed. And if you can cast your mind back to 2008 and think of what was going on in your life at that time, what you initiated, this is what you have to work on completing now throughout 2022. Another focus for the year for all Capricorn and Capricorn rising is on communication and becoming a stronger communicator, stepping up, stepping out, and putting what you believe in on the line. And yet a final theme for 2022 for you is empowering yourself at work and finding a better balance between work and home. You're going to have a visit from the planet Jupiter to the house of your home this year. And that can mean new beginnings. And yet, as you know, there's always that pull with work. And you are very pragmatic at heart. So how are you going to balance that? We can overcompensate at work if things aren't going well at home, and vice versa. So there's a real need for you to get the balance right this year. The week of March 3rd to March 9th is a very powerful time for you. I suggest if you do have something to put out there, this is the time. You've got a lot of energy in your sign, and it's helpful energy, which is allowing you to express truly your values and what you believe in and what you wish to present to the world. You will also have an opportunity for resources and finances to come into the spotlight that week, especially towards the second part of the week. So bear that in mind. If you do need to negotiate a deal or a salary, be very mindful and focused on that. Know that the planetary energies are helping you, and you want to aim for your highest goal in whatever you do. Late March to late April is a high energy time for you, Capricorn. So feel free to schedule your calendar full and to push forward with whatever needs to get done. Around April 15th, there could possibly be some career adjustments. And this can be a time where it's strongly recommended to exercise in order to release stress, and that your mental attitude becomes very important all the way through to mid-May. Around May 10th is an interesting week because you're going to start a period which lasts all the way until November of this energy coming into the home. And how it could affect you is that you may be deciding to move home, to purchase a new home, or to sell your home. And decisions will need to be made on what is the best length of time. Should we move now? Are we buying to keep? All these kinds of questions. So be aware that from mid-May until November is the best time to make these decisions. Also the best time to relocate if you are planning to move. And there's going to be a correlation between where you're living and the work you do, of course, because in astrology we see that the house of home is opposite the house of work, and a change in one is always going to influence the other. So if you have no plans to move at this time, Capricorn, it's a wonderful time to beautify the home, to energize the home. And you may also have guests come to stay over that summer, because you've got a lot of energy coming in late May that activates that house of the home even further. June looks like very much more of the same, Capricorn, and then July is a wonderful time for you to relax and take a holiday. If you live in the US or Europe, you're lucky because it's summertime, and around the 5th of July seems like the ideal time to start that holiday or planning that holiday. And you have about a month of energy in that house of relaxation, of pleasure, and also of romance. If you are looking for someone, that looks like a very promising time. If you're not looking for romance and you possibly have enough romance in your life, July is also favored for children and spending time with your children, so it all ties in well together. You also have a beautiful full moon where things come to fruition. So if you've been working on a project the whole year and this sounds like the right timing for you, then around July the 13th, there will be that full moon in Capricorn, where light will be shed on your situation and you will hopefully gather the fruits of your labors. A good day to be extra mindful and cautious would be around August the 1st. Not a day to rush about, to be over hasty. It's a good day to lighten your calendar and chill out and spend some quality time at home. The early part of August looks pretty relaxed, and then around the 20th you start a long and interesting cycle which will go all the way until March of 2023, where the work really kicks in, Capricorn. There's an adjustment needed in your daily routine. If you have people working under you during this 6-month period, there are going to be adjustments. You may need to re-examine the way you manage them. So be mindful of this. Take care of your health. There is the risk for potential inflammation or nervous tension if you're overdoing things. So I really encourage you to approach your health holistically at this time. Make time daily for a short exercise routine or a walk, and understand that from late August all the way through to March, a lot is going to be expected of you, and you need to take care of yourself. You need to get a good night's rest. So get your sleeping pattern in order, your diet, your exercise, and also pay attention to those who work under you. Are they doing their job correctly? Are they reporting back to you? Can you trust everybody on your team? Late September to around the 23rd of October is a little bit of a low energy time for you, where I advise that you take what's in your calendar and you thin it out a little bit. That's the time where you want to make time for that weekend away with the family, or with your romantic partner, or with anybody, a friend, that can allow you that little break, because you've been working so hard, and this is a month where you need some kind of a little incentive to help you get through the last part of the year. October is also a great month for research, if that is part of your work in any way. And around that week of October 23rd is also powerful for you, Capricorn, because your ruling planet is going to move direct after being retrograde for 5 months. If you have been working on things for the last 5 months and been feeling that the results are slow to manifest, now is the time when things can slowly start to pick up speed and fall into place for you. Then interestingly, during November and December, you're going to be asked to revisit some of the themes from the earlier part of the year, which were dealing with communication, putting yourself out there, and that adjustment at work. So we left that behind in May when energy moved into the home. And now for the last 2 months of 2022, you'll pick that up again, and there'll be some kind of closure with whatever was going on in January, February, and March. Around the 22nd of November sees a reflective period beginning for you, where you slowly start to assimilate a lot what has been going on throughout the year. You're also going to have a Mercury retrograde period in your sign around about mid-December, which also allows you time to catch up on things, to reflect back on the year, and to make decisions that are not to be acted upon at that time, but that you will probably pick up as 2023 gets underway. On the 20th of the month, that's the 20th of December, Jupiter will move back into your house of the home. So you've had that energy in communication, it's back into the home, and you feel that you are really ready to commit to your new place of home, your new place of work, whatever adjustments have taken place over the last few years. There's also another new moon for you on December 23rd, and this is a new moon at 1 degree of Capricorn, which really seems to sound a starting note, doesn't it? And 2023 begins that entire new cycle. So Capricorn, as always, your best way forward is the pragmatic way, the sensible way, and the sure way. Avoid rash decisions and keep on what you're doing. There are a couple of energies throughout 2022 where they seem to hold you back. But if you are patient, that energy is going to open up and new things will be revealed. So I wish you all the best for 2022. May it be a very good year for you. And if any of you are serious about studying astrology, I invite you to sign up for my course, which begins in September and is a full year course. You need to fill out an application form, and I will put the link below. Thank you. I enjoy all of your comments. Please post them. Please like and subscribe if you find it helpful in any way. Happy 2022. See you next time.